for joining me. I'm Tom Loucks, the host of the program for Spotlight, and today I have guests from the Marshfield Hoedowners Square Club Dance Club. I probably said that a little bit wrong, but I'm going to let it go. I want you guys to tell me about it and what it is. But first, I want you guys to introduce yourselves. Tell me a little bit about yourselves personally, if you wouldn't mind. And then we're going to get right into about square dancing. And you can see from their shirts, and they can explain a little bit about it as we go. I'll start with you, Terry. A little bit about yourself and your first and last name, please.
Okay. Terry Prust. I and my wife joined the Marshfield Hoedowners Square Dance Club in 2003. In the fall of that year, we were already became presidents of that club, and we have been presidents up until just the recent change in election this last year. We probably started square dancing in the late 70s, danced for about 7 years. We stopped, raised our family, and then came back to square dancing in 2003. It's a very fun, enjoyable activity. You meet so many great people. The Marshfield Hoedowners is not only just a square dance club, we always reference that we're a social club with square dancing in common. And we do so many other different activities, get-togethers, playing cards, do snowshoe events, cross-country ski events, camping events, just an all-around club activities for many different things.
Well, it sounds like you have a lot of activities and fun for people that may want to join, and we're going to cover some of those kinds of activities to kind of give them a feel of what could be if they want to become a member. Talk about an event that is actually happening on the 22nd and the 29th of February that they can learn, and we'll get right into that. But I want to talk to Wes here as well and get to know him a little bit better. In square dancing off camera, he had mentioned he came to the area in 2017, and tell me a little bit about yourself, Wes.
Actually, I was born up in this area near Cedar Point, and my wife wanted to move back up here after we retired so we could be closer to my family. So when we joined up here, I should say when we came up here, we were looking for activities that we could participate in, and we had been out of square dancing for some 20-odd years after dancing for like 20 years. You know how it goes when you get kids, suddenly other activities push that to the edges. And when we first found out about the Hoedowners, we thought, well, okay, we'll try it out, see what they look like. And when we got there, we were in total shock. Most clubs that we had been to were able to put together maybe 2, maybe 3 squares, meaning 8 people dancing in one square at a time. When we walked in the door, there were 6 squares on the floor dancing, and at least another square or 2 sitting on the edges. And it was just like heaven. I couldn't believe the participation. These people, you know, the Prusts had done so much in their 17 years to build this club to one of the fastest growing clubs. No, it was the fastest growing club in Wisconsin. And so, you know, we were excited about joining and refreshing ourselves, because we had taken lessons, but we were kind of stiff and awkward. And so, you know, and they were very welcoming. I'm amazed at how many different types of people belong to this club. People who are in the medical industry, people who are in business, people who are just ordinary factory workers. It's just every walk of life it appeals to, every age group it appeals to.
Well, we're going to learn more about what square dancing is, and I'm going to have Terry tell our viewers, myself as well, what it is, because I'm not totally sure. Last time I probably did square dance was 40-some years ago at elementary school. They still, I believe, teach it. I know my daughters had said they do square dancing in the elementary, so I look at it, maybe it's not the right square dancing, but I kind of want to start with that piece, if you're okay with that, Terry. Just what is square dancing? What kind of dance is it? And then do you guys do other kind of dancing in the Hoedowners?
Well, square dancing has evolved. It's more modern square dancing. It's to all kinds of different music. It can be jazz, it can be waltz, it can be rock and roll, it can be gospel. You have a caller that is instructing a call. When we introduce people to square dancing, we work them through about 50 to 55 calls, and that is the basic program. And they're able to dance to a number of different singing calls. You have a pattern that is doing the teaching part of it, and then you work those taught calls into a singing call. We have one instructor set up for the consecutive Saturdays that are February 22nd and 29th. And then after that, the Marshfield Hoedowners dance every week on Wednesday night. And we'll have those that attend the 2 Saturdays come to the club and participate in the club level, and we'll continue on with our instructions until we can bring them up to graduation. And then once they've graduated, they can dance anywheres in the United States and anywheres in the country. Believe it or not, no matter where you go, be it Germany, Japan, all square dancing is called in English. You might go to Germany and the people are going to speak German, but when you get out on the dance floor, the calls and the instructions by the caller will be in English.
Neat. Didn't even know anything about that. I'm learning quite a bit here already in this interview. But this event that you originally spoke about on February 22nd and 29th is for new people, right?
Correct.
That would want to do this. So how do they just come? Do they call someone first? What do they need to do if they're interested in joining your club? Is that correct?
Right. We'll have flyers out. It's on Facebook. You can call my number, 715-659-4692. Wes can give you his number later. You can reach us by email, marshfieldhoedowners@gmail.com, and we can send you a flyer that gives you all the information. The day goes from 10 to 3 with a light lunch served midday.
Sounds like a lot of fun, and we'll get into the benefits. Either you or Wes can share a little bit of these health benefits here in our interview. I kind of want to know what a caller is, because people may not know what you mean by caller.
Okay, a caller is basically a person that is telling you a certain call. You referred to having square dancing back in high school. You probably remember doing an element left.
Maybe.
Okay.
Or not.
Okay.
Yeah. So he will call a series that takes you from one position, works you around the 8 people within your square. You work as a team, and bring you back to your home position.
Okay. So that gets to the what Wes was earlier talking about is these squares. When he first came, he's like, wow, they're all being used. That's not always happening in a lot of clubs, and you have built this club for years, and part of the caller is using squares, is what I'm understanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's why it's referred to square dancing, because you always have 4 couples in a square. You have a head couple,
Okay.
and you have side couples. So the couples are numbered 1, 2, 3, 4 around the square, and you learn where your home is. If you're a head couple, you're either 1 or 3. If you're a side couple, you're 2 or 4.
Terry, let's talk about cost if someone wants to come to this square dancing event on the 22nd of February and the 29th. What is the cost?
Okay, what we're doing is a program where we're doing 2 consecutive Saturdays and the 4 Wednesdays in March. The 2 Wednesdays, or the 2 Saturdays and the 4 Wednesdays, the cost per adult is $20. And then any child from 8 through high school, accompanied by an adult, is free. So we really want to make it a family activity as well as a husband and wife date night, which is kind of a unique thing for a husband and wife to get away from the stress of the hectic week and things that are going on, just to get away and do something together on their own.
And this takes place Lincoln Town Hall. If nobody knows where that is, can you give us a little bit of a directions of where that is?
Okay, if you're familiar with Marshfield, H goes west out of Marshfield. It'll take you to the Marshfield Speedway. That at the Marshfield Speedway will be Falcon Road. You turn south onto Falcon Road. If you turn north, you're going to end up in a ditch. So, and it's like 1 mile south on Falcon Road on the right-hand side.
All right, and you encourage young ones to be a part of this. This isn't just for people that are retired.
Correct.
And so you have youth-free up to age 18. So you guys would like to see families be a part of this. It doesn't mean that once they join or want to join, that doesn't mean they have to come every Wednesday. Is that right? How does that work?
Well, once you've got the basics, I mentioned earlier that we danced for 8 years in the 70s and then came back in 2003. Within the first couple of nights, you could remember what you were taught, and you're back on the dance floor dancing just like you were the night that you graduated. So once you get through the initial set of lessons, it's important to come during the lessons because they're progressive. And then once you're through the lessons, then you can be a little bit more sporadic. But you want to keep up enough just to keep reviewing what you've learned.
Okay. Now, when you're saying lessons, is this event, is that what you mean?
Correct.
These 2 lessons, $20, gets you to start right at the beginning, is that right? Can somebody that's never done it should come to this?
Correct. That's the whole purpose of the 2 Saturdays. We start with the very basics and work through about 55 calls.
All right. Well, you're the past president, as I'm understanding. You've been doing it since 2003 as the president of this club. You passed it down now to Wes here. This is your first year, I believe, as president. Let's talk a little bit about maybe what duties, and maybe even Terry can help in on that because he's been doing it so long. He's probably going to help guide you. Tell me what does it mean to be a president? Do you guys have meetings monthly? Is there a board, or is it just you? I guess it sounds like there's a lot because these things have to be made and events have to be decided on. Tell me about that, and then we're going to get into some health benefits from you.
Actually, this is not my first year. This is like because my spouse Ginger and I are co-presidents, just like Cindy and Terry were co-presidents. This is our first month or 2. So we are learning, and we have wonderful resources that we can access. You know, people who have already been in office, who have experience with dealing with the details of getting publicity out, handling the finances, and so we have thanked our lucky stars that we have Terry and Cindy to use as a resource. So we're learning as we go what we need to do, you know, in terms of publicity and getting the word out to help me, Terry, to new
well, along with past presidents and past officers, you have a current treasurer, secretary. We have a sunshine person that helps facilitate thank you letters, and we have somebody that runs the Marshfield Hoedowners Facebook site page. There's an association called Where's to Dance. We have a person that keeps that updated, so when we have people that are square dancers and are traveling, a lot of times they'll look at the Where's to Dance to see what clubs are in their route of travel, and they'll find out that, oh, the Marshfield Hoedowners dance Wednesday night. We're going to be going through Marshfield on Wednesday. Well, let's stay for their dance and then continue our travels on Thursday.
Okay. So if they're not a member but they know this, I guess, can they come then? Is that how this works?
Any square dancer is always welcome.
Okay. So I guess square dancers know where to look for this information, but newcomers that maybe want to get involved, this is their opportunity here in Marshfield since we're broadcasting this, but although we are on YouTube and Facebook, does go nationally. So you're telling me that anybody from anywhere, that these clubs are around the world or United States? Is that?
They're nationwide.
Nationwide. So have you had any people that are far away come a lot then when they're maybe on vacation and check you out?
We were just to a Germany trip.
Wow.
And we danced at different clubs in Germany. We personally, the Marshfield Hoedowners probably pull dancers regularly from a 60-mile radius, and we'll have people that just stop in because they're traveling through. I mentioned callers earlier because we dance every week. We probably circle through about 13 to 15 different callers on a rotation, and we have callers that come from Illinois, Iowa, Indiana. We have callers that'll drive 3 hours to come and call for us on a Wednesday night.
Wednesday night from 7:30 to 9:30 at the town hall is when you do that. Again, there's no obligation to always go every Wednesday. You can go individually, right? Or you can go as a couple or a family.
Singles are always welcome.
Okay.
Yep.
So the dance doesn't require to be a couple.
Nope.
And that's how that works. Okay. Well, earlier we were talking about the health benefits, and we all know that exercising is hard, but you can put a lot of fun to it, and this is one that maybe most people don't think about is the exercise of it. But there's a whole list here in front of Wes. I just name a few things that off this list that square dancing can help with people's in their activity.
I also want to mention that this was reprinted from the January '94 Mayo Clinic Health Letter.
Okay.
And they suggest you jazz up your fitness routine with a regular dose of dancing. It burns calories. It's great for your cardiovascular conditioning. And if you're interested in getting your 10,000 steps every day, you'll get that dancing, or most of it, and it'll help build up your bones. And if you're rehabilitating, that'll help that as well. And as far as the sociability, it's just incredible. Meeting new people, going to various events that they sponsor. You know, it's just a wonderful way to interact.
Yeah, definitely. Is there how many members do you currently have now in the club?
We probably have roughly about 80 active members.
Oh, it's quite large. But you're saying you don't have to be from Marshfield to be a member.
Correct.
Can they be from like Neilsville or really anywhere?
I'm
Really?
from Pittsville.
Okay. So
And
there's
Terry's from
Spencer.
Okay.
We have members from Greenwood, Granton, Neilsville.
okay. How many clubs are in our state that you're aware of?
The state's divided into 4 areas. We're the Northwest Central. So in that Northwest Central area, we have 5 clubs. There's one in Stevens Point. There's one in Anago. There's one in Merrill. There's one in Wausau. And there's one in Minocqua.
Okay. So you get to know a lot of those individuals as well. So if you had a combined well over 100 and some people in that.
Well over, yeah. Just a year and a half ago, Cindy and I were the general chairs and hosted the Wisconsin Square Dance Convention here in Marshfield at the Marshfield Senior High, and we had 650 dancers.
Wow.
At that convention.
And that was not too long ago, you said?
A year and a half ago.
Year and a half ago. I wasn't here at that time yet. But wow, 600 people to come right into to the community. It's also a great economic piece for the city. People rent the hotels.
Yes.
There's just a lot to this group doing a lot. It's not just made up of 4 people. it's quite large, and there is a lot of benefits. And you're saying doctors and nurses and just about anybody, but the health benefits, as Wes was saying, are great. And the steps, 10,000 steps, yeah, sometimes it's hard for people, but in this one, I'll bet you do 10,000 steps within that time. Earlier, just you were talking about music. There's different kinds of music. Is there a certain kind of theme or music that you're going to do during this 22nd and 29th?
Not necessarily. It's
Okay.
all entirely up to the caller and what singing calls he happens to pick for.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll hopefully get a little look at what that is here in this video. If we can come by and maybe see some of that here, we'll see what we can do. I know you had shared some pictures with us.
I also have to mention that it's not genre specific. Some callers like modern stuff, some callers like country, and some mix it up and put a little bit of everything in it. You know, it's just all depends on the caller's preferences.
Yeah, that's how the callers kind of like the DJ, if you want to say it.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so that's how that works, microphone and all, and they play the music and decide really how it goes and when a break takes place. Is that?
There's one square dance that Cindy and I attended that I'll never forget. We were asked to square dance at a funeral. And we square danced to Eagle's Wings.
Wow.
That was the singing call that we danced to.
Yeah. You know, a lot of our viewers on our public access channel 989 watch polka. What kind of dance is that? That's a form of a dance, but different than square dancing. Is that correct?
Well, you can use the polka beat
Okay.
in square dancing because there will be callers that have music to the polka beat that is a singing call.
Okay. Yeah, because that is sometimes really fast.
You can have jazz, you can have the rock and roll beat, you can have just about any type of dance beat.
And that's how that's called out. And now it's not a game, right? As I understand this, it's just a fun activity. You don't get voted out by anybody.
Nope.
No.
Okay. So if someone's watching doesn't understand.
Right. If somebody is having trouble, there'll be somebody there to guide them and say, turn this way, you know, or just,
Okay.
don't be insulted if we push you. We're trying to help you go in the right direction.
Just trying to guide them in the
Guide them.
right direction. Yep.
But like we said, you guys came here to really tell other people about your group. And I'll give this here to the viewers. They can see this here. This is that event again, February 22nd and 29th. I'm reading it upside down, so I'm doing the best I can here. From 10 to 3, they can sign up again. Why don't you provide your number and email that if they want to contact you, they can.
715-659-4692. Marshfield Hoedowners at gmail.com.
All right.
920-960-7298, and we reversed the
Email.
email to Hoedowners at gmail.com.
Well, they can call either one of you to get information about this. Like you said earlier, posters are going to be around the area, and they'll be able to see it. They'll be able to watch this. They have questions. I'm sure you'll be glad to answer those, and they can kind of see what it's about. And it's only $20, and you encourage families to attend, and it is on a Saturdays. So no excuse there, hopefully, for a lot of people, because that is a weekend. Not everybody, a lot of people work, but it is a good day for possibly. Hopefully, we won't get a lot of snow that day. February last year was a snow day. Anything else you two want to bring up that I may have missed? I think you want to encourage square dancing, but also the camaraderie of being together and other kinds of events, like you have a wacky winter snow party that's actually coming up. That would be part of what members can do.
Yeah. A lot of times we gather on other occasions other than our Wednesday night. It just happens to be that this coming weekend we have a wacky fun day. We're going to do some cross-country skiing, some snowshoeing, play games, have a big campfire, roast hot dogs, have some s'mores, maybe do a little dancing before that and a little dancing after that, and then play some more card games and board games, and just have a social day.
Yeah, I think it's a fun opportunity for everyone to get together. And it's not all dancing, it can be something different.
Sometimes, several times a year, they'll sponsor a potluck, you know, where everybody brings something before the dance, sit down, have a dinner, and talk, and then get up and wear it off.
That's neat. I guess I have a couple other questions, and I was just curious about the group. Has that been going on for quite some time, probably before you, Terry? Is that right?
Way before me, yeah.
Okay.
The Marshfield Hoedowners.
Isn't next year our 50th anniversary?
I
71?
I think
Wow.
so.
That's neat.
Yeah. There was 2 clubs that became the Marshfield Hoedowners in '71. And I don't know a lot about the history of the Hoedown. You know, those previous clubs.
Okay. Is this, you guys have these shirts, which is really neat to see. And Wes, you have another, well, that's homeowners, Hoedowners, another piece. Okay, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So that is that a new logo, or is that something that's been out for quite some time then?
This is our typical club badge, so
Okay.
all graduates get a club badge. And then a few years back, Cindy and I thought it'd be nice to have club logo wear. So we used our normal club badge and then worked it into a logo, and that could be put on shirts and jackets and stuff. So as we're out and about in the public, we can generate interest in square dancing.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if you guys wear those shirts, and other officers have them as well. Do the members can get them too?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yep.
But it's not required dress for dancing. You can wear jeans, you can wear whatever is appropriate for you.
Yeah, comfortable and stuff
Basically,
like that.
have a comfortable pair of shoes.
Yeah, you don't want to be going in
Flip-flops.
flip-flops or big work boots. It may not be so easy to move on the dance floor, but usually they're probably hardwood floors. Is that important?
Or tile,
okay.
or linoleum.
Yeah,
So-
we have a very nice hard vinyl flooring at our hall that we dance to, and it's very, very easy dancing floor.
All right. Well, if it becomes the 50th anniversary of this group, as you guys dig more into your history, and I know that's a hard thing even for us here. I was looking back how long public access has been going here, which has been the 80s at some time. But for you guys, we'll invite you back on and talk about how things are going, and if you do have that, I'm sure there's going to be a big event here in the Marshfield area again, like you maybe did before. Maybe take a lot of planning on your part, probably yours as well. But like I said, thanks so much for coming. I've learned a lot about square dancing. I would learn more if I actually was there. I guarantee it, because we're trying to visualize this in our conversation. But again, thanks for coming by and sharing that, and hopefully our viewers here take advantage of this opportunity on February 22nd and 29th. For $20, you actually get a lunch too.
Yep.
You can't go wrong. And it's 2 days and 5 hours of time, and really 10 technically, right? Because you'd want to attend both dates,
Right.
And you can't go $20. You can't do anything for
that
$20.
includes the 4 dances in March as well.
Wow, so what a deal. And once you guys if you're interested in going further, they'll provide all that information about membership at that time. But you don't have to be a member on the 22nd or 29th. This is a learning opportunity for people. So thanks again. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you. Thank you, Wes.
Thank you, Tom.
And I want to thank our viewers on Spotlight. I'm Tom Loucks, the host of this program on our monthly program here on Marshfield Media Access Channel 989, as well as our YouTube channel. Please tune into that. This is available there. And you will also catch things on Facebook from time to time about these programs. Thanks again.